Good morning. Let's discuss a few questions from the topic trigonometry. Question number 1. Sketch on the same diagram the curves y is equal to sine 2x and y is equal to cos x minus 1. For the domain, x lies between 0 and 2 pi and also from 0 to 2 pi. Question 2. Hence state the number of solutions in the interval 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 2 pi of the equations A 2 sine 2x plus 1 is equal to 0 and B sine 2x minus cos x plus 1 is equal to 0. Compare with another example, y is equal to sine 3x. If you compare y is equal to sine 3x, you can understand there is a stretch, a horizontal stretch, because x has a change. There is a horizontal stretch with a stretch factor 1 by 3. That means the period of y is equal to sine 3x is 360 divided by 3, which is equal to 120. Here the stretch factor was 1 over 2. So period is 360 divided by 2. Okay, and if we make a graph about this one, a complete graph, a complete coordinate make 360 degree. But now for making you to understand this one, I'm making a convenient method here. It's nothing but this full angle makes a period, one period. This is one complete rotation now. And in this question, a complete graph of y is equal to sine 3x will finish within 120 degree. As the period is 120 degree. That means with every 120 degree, this graph will be over. Next to 120, one more graph. Next to 120, one more graph. It would be like that. Okay, that means this 4 parts to be filled with 120 degree. That means what will be the each quadrant? Each quadrant will be 30 degree because 0, 30, 60, 90, 120. See, a period 120 degrees over. When you repeat this, it become 120 plus 30, 150, plus 30, 180, plus 30, 210, plus 30, 240, plus 30, 270, 300, 330 and 360. Okay, so if our stretch factor is 1 by 3, we must have these all angles in your table. We must have 0, 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, etc. up to 360 should be there. Okay, so this is a simple way to make us to understand how to divide the quadrants according to the stretch factor. Okay, this is not at all necessary for a fair work in your examinations. This is just a rough work because we must have an idea what are the angles to be taken to prepare the graph. Okay, for that we can use this one. Now let's go to our question. Our graph is sine 2x, which is stretch factor 1 over 2. And the period of sine x is 2 pi radian. Period of sine x is 2 pi radian. What is the period of cos x? Yes, same 2 pi radian. And what is the period of tan x? It is pi radian. Okay, so period of sine x is 2 pi radian. So the period of sine 2x is half of 2 pi radian, which is pi. That means nothing but one complete graph, or mathematically we speak, one complete rotation makes pi radian. Normally a complete rotation makes 2 pi radian. But as there is a stretch factor here, we can say a complete rotation makes pi radian. So when you think about that, here anyway starting is 0. We have to divide this pi radian into 4 parts. Means what they said is, this complete rotation makes pi radian. And we have to divide that into 4 parts. So divide pi by 4. That means each part is pi by 4 radian. Each part will be pi by 4. So this is 0. So this represents pi by 4. It comes pi by 4 plus pi by 4, which is pi by 2. It comes pi by 4 plus pi by 2, which is how much? 3 pi by 4. Or in a simple way we can say 1 pi by 4, 2 pi by 4, 3 pi by 4, 4 pi by 4, 5 pi by 4, etc. It's very simple. Okay, if it is pi by 4, let's make it as 1 pi by 4, 2 pi by 4, 3 pi by 4, next it comes 4 pi by 4, here it comes 5 pi by 4, here it comes 6 pi by 4, 7 pi by 4 and 8 pi by 4. And 1 pi by 4 is pi by 4, 2 pi by 4 is pi by 2, 3 pi by 4, 4 pi by 4 is pi, 5 pi by 4, 6 pi by 4, 7 pi by 4 and 8 pi by 4 is 2 pi. So in your table, these all values to be represented. So with all these values, let's make a table. Now the table is ready. We have to fill the empty box. Y is equal to sine 2x. So in first column, x is 0. So we get y is equal to sine 2 into 0. That means sine 0. 0. Next, y is equal to sine 2 into pi by 4. X is pi by 4. So we get sine 2 into pi by 4. 2 and 2 get cancelled. We get sine pi by 2. What is sine pi by 2? Is 1. Okay, that means pi by 4 gives us the value 1. Now when x is pi by 2, what happens? Sine 2 into x is pi by 2. 2 and 2 get cancelled. We get the result as sine pi. So what is sine pi? It is 0. You don't get confused with pi by 2 as 0. Now pi by 2 is 0 because there is a stretch factor. Here we got sine pi as 0, so that you have to write down here. Now next value is 3 pi by 4. Okay. Sine 3 pi by 4. Sine 2 of 3 pi by 4. That's equal to sine 3 pi by 2. Find out this answer. It will be minus 1. So when you continue this process, you get again this one as 0, 1, 0, minus 1, 0. Now we need to mark these points on the graph sheet. Okay. So our first point is 0, 0. Second point is pi by 4 gives us 1. Third one, pi by 2, 0. Fourth one, 3 pi by 4 minus 1, pi 0, 5 pi by 4, 1. Let's mark this. 3 pi by 4 minus 1, pi 0, 5 pi by 4, 1, 6 pi 0, 7 pi minus 1, 2 pi 0. So when you make the graph of this, so we get the graph of y is equal to sine 2x in this format. Okay, see here it started from 0, up, down, again 0. That means from 0 to pi it makes one complete graph. That means period is pi. Okay, now this graph is enough for us to do part A of the question. What was part A of the question? It was solve 2 sine 2x plus 1 equal 0. This was part A of the question. Okay, before that let's finish both the graphs. One more graph is there to complete. Let's make the table of that graph also. See, when you prepare the graph of this question, y is equal to cos x minus 1, here there is no stretch factor. You can find only a translation here. Isn't it? That way, a translation on y-axis, a vertical translation. So here the period does not affect. That means the period of this graph remains 360 degree. So we no need to go for any extra values. You can take our normal values like 0 radian, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2 and 2 pi. Our normal values in degrees, if we speak, 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. Those values you can take. Okay, and when you substitute those values here, just replace the values with x, we get cos 0 minus 1. Cos 0 minus 1. What is cos 0 minus 1? Okay, just do that calculation. You know cos 0 is 1, so we get 1 minus 1 is 0. Now cos pi by 2 minus 1. You know cos pi by 2 is 0. 0 minus 1, we get it as minus 1. Cos pi minus 1. You know cos pi is minus 1. So minus 1 minus 1, we get it as minus 2. 3 pi by 2. That is cos 3 pi by 2 minus 1. That gives us again minus 1. And this value become 0. Okay, so find out these values accordingly and mark those points on the graph sheet. So remember 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 1, 0. So the first point was 0 gives us 0. There is no change in that. Second one is pi by 2 gives minus 1. Pi by 2 minus 1. Pi was minus 2. Pi was minus 2. Then 270 degree. It was, that is 3 pi by 2. That was minus 1. Which is 6 pi by 4. That is 270 degree. And 2 pi was 0. So when you join those points, we get the graph in this format. So we have drawn both the graphs here. The graph of y is equal to sine 2x, and this is the graph of y is equal to cos x minus 1. Okay, now let's go for the remaining part of the questions. Question A is 2 sine 2x plus 1 is equal to 0 to be solved. That means we have to find the number of solutions. Means find the value of x from 0 to 2 pi. And question B is state the number of solutions of sine 2x minus cos x plus 1 is equal to 0. That's already there on the graph. We don't want to do any extra work. We already done that. Just we need to count it. So let's do both the questions. So these are the two questions to be answered now. Let's see the first question. 2 sine 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. Let's make a small arrangement in this question. We get 2 sine 2x is equal to minus 1, or sine 2x is equal to minus 1 over 2. And you know, in our question, sine 2x is y. So we get y is equal to sine 2x, that's equal to minus 1 by 2, which gives us the answer y is equal to minus 1 by 2. Okay, and remember, y is equal to minus 1 by 2 is the value on the graph y is equal to sine 2x. Okay, so let's find out the point y is equal to minus 1 by 2 on the graph sheet. So find out the point y is equal to minus 1 by 2, that is y is equal to minus half. This is a point y is equal to minus half. Now, as it is an equation of line, see, we got y is equal to minus half. It's the equation of a straight line. So through minus half, draw a straight line. Okay, you can find out this straight line meets y is equal to sine 2x. Don't take this graph. You have to take only y is equal to sine 2x. So what answer we got by simplifying that? We got sine 2x is equal to minus half. So our question is dealt with sine 2x and minus half. So we got both the graphs here. Now you see both the graphs meet at some points. This is one point. This is the next point. This is the third point. And this is the fourth point. This each point gives a solution for sine 2x is minus half, or 2 sine 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. So how many solutions you found here? It's totally 4 solutions. So we get 2 sine 2x plus 1 is equal to 0 gives us 4 different solutions. And second part of the question, sine 2x minus cos x plus 1 is equal to 0. It gives us the answer sine 2x is cos x minus 1. Look at both the graphs, sine 2x graph and cos x minus 1 graph. They meet each other at how many points? Yes, this is one point. This is the second point. And this is the third point. So there are 3 points where these both graphs meet each other from 0 to 2 pi. So the number of solutions for that particular question is 3. We don't want solutions, we want number of solutions. So number of solutions for this particular question is 3. Now let's check question number 2. It has 2 parts. First part is solve the equation 2 cos square theta is equal to 3 sin theta for theta from 0 degree to 360 degree. And second part is the smallest positive value of the equation 2 cos square n theta is equal to 3 sin n theta, where n is a positive integer is 10 degree. So in this question, the smallest possible value of the solution is given as 10 degree. Our question is to state the value of n. You know this question, it's clearly n is the stretch. N is a horizontal stretch. So we have to find the value of n and hence find the largest solution of this equation in the interval from 0 degree to 360 degree. So here we have two tasks. One is to find the value of n and also find the largest solution from this given interval. Okay, let's see what to do. So first part of the question is solve 2 cos square theta is equal to 3 sin theta. Okay, let's solve this one. And you know what to do for this question. Here this part is cos theta, cosine, and here it is sine. So to solve this trigonometrical equation, we need to convert both into either sine or cosine. And here it is easy to convert it into sine theta. Because you know cos squared theta is 1 minus sine squared theta. By using the identity sine squared theta plus cos squared theta is equal to 1. So this cos squared theta can be replaced as 1 minus sine squared theta, which is equal to 3 sine theta. This 2 minus 2 sine squared theta is equal to 3 sine theta. Or when you arrange everything in one side, we get the equation 2 sine squared theta plus 3 sine theta minus 2 is equal to 0. As a complex quadratic equation, solve this equation, we get two values for sine theta. Okay, and you know how to solve this equation. If you can't solve it directly, assume sine theta as any other variable, for example a. So if we assume sine theta as a, we get 2a squared plus 3a minus 2 is equal to 0. Anyway, go on with this calculation. I'm writing the direct value for sine theta here. So when you solve this equation, we get two values for sine theta, which are, what are the values of sine theta here? Minus 2, and the next value is 1 over 2. So we get two values for sine theta. One is minus 2 and the other one is 1 by 2. But you know, sine theta is minus 2 is not valid. It's not defined because the maximum value of sine theta is 1 and the minimum value is minus 1. You know the range of sine theta from minus 1 to plus 1, and it is beyond that. It's below minus 1. So this is not valid. So we can take sine theta is 1 by 2, or theta is sine inverse 1 by 2, which is equal to 30 degrees. So the first value of theta is 30 degrees. Now we have to find all the possible values from 0 to 360 degree. So for that, let's consider the graph where sine is positive. Sine is positive only in these two sections. So already we got the basic angle or reference angle as 30 degree. Now we want the angle in obtuse. How do you get this one? Yes, 180 minus 30 degree. So the next angle is 180 degree minus 30 degree. So remember, this is theta. In obtuse angle, the angle is 180 minus theta in second quadrant. In third quadrant, it is 180 plus theta. In fourth quadrant, it is 360 minus theta. Okay, so we get the possible values are 30 degree and 150 degree as answers. The next question is 2 cos squared n theta is equal to 3 sin n theta. However, it is n theta or 2 theta or 3 theta or 4 theta, whatever, we get two values for sine as -2 and 1 by 2 for this equation. So here also we are following the same thing. So we don't want to continue the same method once again. We don't want to copy the same method once again. Just you can take the value of sine theta as 1 by 2. As sine theta as 1 by 2, in this question, we can say sine n theta as 1 by 2. So in this question, sine n theta as 1 by 2. So we get n theta as sine inverse 1 by 2, which is 30 degrees. So we got n theta as 30 degrees. And you know, this is the basic angle. This is the smallest angle so formed. Okay, but in the question it's given that the smallest angle so formed is 10 degree. So if you replace this theta as 10 degree, we get n into 10 degrees is equal to 30 degrees, or n is equal to 30 divided by 10, which is equal to 3. So we get the value of n as 3. Okay, check once again. In the previous question, in part A itself, we solved this equation for theta, whether it is theta or n theta or x theta, whatever, we got sine theta as 1 by 2 for the previous question. That means in this question, sine n theta is equal to 1 by 2, or n theta is 30 degree. There we got theta as 30 degree, so here it is n theta is 30 degree. But in question they have mentioned clearly that smallest angle, and you know this 30 degree is the basic angle or acute angle. This is the smallest angle formed for this question. But in question it is mentioned that the smallest angle is 10 degree. Okay, so here the angle is 30 degree because we multiply 10 degree with n. That's why it is 30 degree. So we get n into 10 degree is 30, or n is equal to 3. Okay, so we get the value of n as 3. Now our task is to find the largest angle from 0 to 2 pi. So we found sine n theta as 1 by 2 and n is equal to 3. So that implies sine 3 theta is equal to 1 by 2. It gives us an idea that there is a stretch on x-axis, or there is a horizontal stretch, because sine 3 theta, isn't it? So we can say there is a horizontal stretch with a stretch factor 1 by 3. So as it is a horizontal stretch, we can make it clear that the period gets changed. There is a change in the period. So let's find the period of this particular question, sine 3 theta. Okay, that means y is equal to sine 3 theta and y is equal to half. That is meant by this one. So your graph is y is equal to sine 3 theta. Okay, let's find the period. You know the actual period is of sine theta is 360 degree. As it is sine 3 theta with a stretch factor 1 over 3, so period become 120 degrees. So period of this graph is 120 degrees. Now we can use either the graph or a simple method. Simple method in the sense using quadrants I shown in the previous question. I'll show you with quadrants how to find the answer. Okay. Look, as the period is 120 degree, this complete rotation makes 120 degree. As the period is 360 degree, complete rotation makes 360 degree. When the period is 120 degree, the complete rotation makes 120 degree. If the period is 90 degree, the complete rotation makes only 90 degree. So it's based on the period. So the complete rotation, that means 4 quadrants make 120 degree. That means each quadrant makes 120 by 4, 30 degrees. Each quadrant makes 30 degrees. So let's make that one 30 degree. Sorry, starting with 0. 0, 30, 60, 90, 120. Okay, and you know this I have made only up to 120. We have to do till 360. Let's see what is happening here. What are the angles formed here? So based on that we can go for the remaining also, because we need 2 more rotations. Okay, you know our smallest angle given in this question, the smallest angle given was 10 degrees. That comes here, 10 degrees. And you know that is the reference angle. 10 degrees is the reference angle for this question. And sine 3 theta is 1 by 2. It is positive. Sine is positive because 1 by 2 is a positive value. So sine is positive. That means our quadrants are first quadrant and second quadrant. So we need to concentrate these corresponding values in first quadrant and second quadrant. So already first quadrant is 10 degree. So what will be second quadrant? When it is second quadrant, it comes here. This angle we want. This angle is 10 degree. That means what will be this angle? 50 degree, because 60 minus 10. Okay, so the smallest angle is 10 degree. The next angle is 50 degree. How do you get this 50 degree? This is the reference angle so formed. So this angle is the second angle. This is the second angle. This is the second angle. That is 60. Whole is 60 minus 10. We get 50 degree. Okay. Now let's go for the next part. So we reach till 120. Now it is 150. Then 180, 210, 240. Okay, now we are starting with 120. So now when you consider this angle, it is 10 degree more than 120. 10 degree more than 120. That means this angle comes 130 degrees. 130 degrees. I made the figure clear now. If you see this angle now, this is our reference angle is 10 degree, but it is more than 120. 120 plus 10. So what will be the angle here? 130. So remember, it has to go one complete rotation and it has to come till here. We are not looking only this 10 degree. This is 10 degree. But you just remember in the previous step, we made one complete rotation. Then we are going for this angle. So this is 130 degree. Now its corresponding positive angle comes here. This one. You see it is 10 degree less than 180. 10 degree less than 180. So that is 170 degrees. It goes one more rotation. So that it becomes 210, 240 degree. Now let's see from 240 to next what. So here our beginning angle is 240 degree. Let's make the reference angle. Okay, so it is 240 plus 10, because it completed 2 rotations and then 10 degree we are using. So it is 250 degrees. So the next angle is, what is the next angle formed? Is this one. And you know that angle is 10 degree less than 300. That means it is 290 degrees. So that it comes here and it makes one complete rotation. It reaches to 360 degree. So the angles so formed in this particular question was 10 degree, 50 degree, 130, 170, 250 and 290. Among that, the largest one is 290 degree. And to do this one in graphical representation, I'll show you that also. So in graphical representation, we need to make the table from 0 degree to 360 degree. The form 0, 30, 60, 90, 120, etc. Okay, we divided like that because our period is 120. Okay. So when you substitute the value of x in 0 in y is equal to sine 3x, we get sine 3 into 0. So we get the first value of y as sine 3 into 0, sine 0, 0. Sine 3 into 30, that means sine 91. Okay, sine 3 into 60, that is 180, sine 180, again 0, it is 270 minus 1, 0, 1, 0, minus 1, 0, 1, 0, minus 1, 0. We get the values in such a way. Now let's make the graph of this. So when you prepare the graph of this particular question, it forms in this way. And we want sine 3 theta is equal to 1 by 2. That means y is 1 by 2. So let's make y is equal to 1 by 2. So this is a point, y is equal to 1 by 2. Through that, draw the line, horizontal line. On the graph sheet, it will be very clear. Okay. Now we can see y is equal to 1 by 2 and y is equal to sine theta graph meets at different points. These various points we calculated with the quadrants. Okay, among that, this is the first point, this is the smallest angle and it's already mentioned as 10 degree. Okay, and this is the next angle, and you see this is less than 60, that means 10 degree less than 60, so it is 50. So everything is based on the smallest angle. Now you see this angle, this is more than 120. How much more than 120? The basic angle, 120 plus 10, so it will be 130. Now this angle is less than 180. How much less than 180? 10 degree less than 180, so it is 170. Now this one, it is more than 240, that is 10 more than 240, that means 250. And this angle is less than 300, 10 less than 300, that means that is 290. Rest there is no angle from 0 to 360 degree which gives the solution. So we get the solutions as 10 degree, 50 degree, 130 degree, 170 degree, 250 degree and 290 degree. Among this, the largest one is 290 degree, which is the solution of this question.